Class is now in session. I'm Professor Hockey, and today we will be discussing a bit of Sharks trade news. The Sharks have acquired Ryan Donato from the Minnesota Wild in exchange for a draft pick in 2021 that would be the third rounder. What this does tell me is that Wilson does believe that the Sharks team will be more competitive this coming year than they were in this previous year. Of course, it would be difficult to not be. The Sharks were one of the worst teams in the NHL in the 1920 season, so likely looking to be better in the 2021 year. So keeping these valuable draft picks of this year and sort of betting that they'll improve on the next year. When it comes to Ryan Donato, I don't love the trade necessarily, but I don't hate it. Also, the best way to put it would be, will this third round pick that the Sharks just traded away become a player that ends up being better than Ryan Donato? It was possible, but also somewhat unlikely. Donato is a decent third line player, should be expected to be able to put up 30 points, maybe 10 to 15 goals, which certainly isn't all that bad. In fact, the Sharks' bottom six at the moment is not particularly competitive, and so he should be able to keep up a very consistent spot in that area, and even potentially push to get some games there in the top six, potentially playing as a winger or something like that, because of the fact that the Sharks, unless they make some sort of change here in free agency, don't necessarily have that much of a set top six going into the next season. So there could also be some improvement there for Donato just as he gets better. He's definitely not necessarily at an age anymore where he's expected to do so, but it wouldn't necessarily be that much of a surprise either. When he had first arrived in Minnesota, he actually looked very, very good. It's just this past full year for him did not go all that well. So maybe first arriving in San Jose and getting sort of a training camp under his belt and getting acclimated to the Shark system could do him some good, but in the end, I could say it's not a bad trade. It's not a trade that necessarily is going to just revolutionize the Sharks season, but it's something that is a good start to what should be a very busy offseason for them. Class dismissed.